going to go ahead and throw out a few reminders and some other opportunities coming up. So if you haven't yet gotten your flu shot, you can do that at the campus health center if you are on campus. So go ahead and do that. You can sign up on your patient link page, which you can access if you go to campushealth.arizona.edu. Classes or class registration is coming up following the election date. We will begin with seniors coming up on November 5th to enroll, and so on down to freshmen who can enroll November 16th at the earliest. Go ahead, and this is physio specific because I'm a physio student. This is what I've been notified about, and I want to share it with you. The course offerings for the next semester are available on their website, so go ahead and check those out. Some that they're sharing with us are health journalism, which is journalism 486 or 586 if you're a graduate student. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 to 10:15 a.m. No prerequisites required. This would be a really cool opportunity to see how journalism plays into the health realm, and we can see lots of that happening during this year. So that might be something interesting to get involved in. Another cool one is Physio 497A. This is the physiology of mind-body interactions. This is a very stressful time for everyone, and something that they explore in the physiology of mind-body interactions is what happens to your physiology when you get stressed out, and then they will teach you how to regulate your autonomic nervous system and reduce your stress at will. This is obviously very helpful for you, but also very helpful if you plan on working with patients in the future, no matter what realm of health you get into. So look into those. That's super helpful stuff. The Thrive Center is holding all kinds of workshops. They have one coming up tonight, priority self-inventory, goals and motivations. So they'll help you talk about your goals and motivations, have a workshop, and then how to prioritize those. Friday, October 23rd, tomorrow at 10 a.m., they'll be having a stress management workshop. And then next Tuesday will be a self-advocacy and advisor meeting preparation, which is awesome if you want to get a head start on enrolling for courses. Definitely use that time to talk to your advisors there. There's never enough time to talk to your advisor. So definitely check that out. And then furthermore, if you're planning classes, on Wednesday, October 28th at 8 a.m., there is a workshop for creating 4- and 6-year plans. 6-year plans if you're planning on graduate school or combining degrees. For instance, a undergraduate to doctorate program. I know there are some condensed 5-year programs. So yeah, go ahead and check that out when you're creating your plan for your class schedules. And then next Friday, October 30th at 1 p.m., there's a workshop on actions, consequences, and risk management. Especially if you're a freshman, this is great to learn early on so that you can take it into your professional career and as you begin living on your own away from home. So check those out. I'm going to tab the link in the description, but it's also https://bit.ly/354N4AA to sign up for these. So go ahead, do that. Super helpful information. And then CAPS is also offering lots of resources, some group counseling, and some support groups. So check those out on the CAPS website, caps.arizona.edu, and that is the counseling and psych services. I would also like to share that on November 12th at 5 p.m., we will have a 1-hour webinar on Q&A session for the virtual SLT coming up. The registration is coming up really close, or the deadline is coming up really close, but that is an awesome opportunity. So let us know if you need help registering, and then come to that info session so we can tell you more about it.
My name is Matea. I am with ASU's Office of Community Health Engagement and Resiliency. ASU School of Social Work actually has a campus here in Tucson. And so we're here and we have a bunch of different volunteer opportunities. And so I found out about you all on U of A's website and thought it would be a great contact. So just real quick, some of the opportunities that we have going pretty continuously are our warm line, Reach AZ, and some social calls that we do. So a little more details on both of those. Reach AZ is what we call a warm line, but it's basically a helpline that we started at the beginning of COVID, and it's geared towards older adults, but it's open to anyone in Pima County. It runs Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And the goal of this warm line is to combat social isolation. And so a lot of, we work primarily in the 85705 zip code, and a lot of the individuals who live there experience a lot of social isolation, especially since the start of COVID. People can't leave their house, and so that's really hard. And so we started this warm line, and the idea is that, before things heat up to be needing a hotline, then you call the warm line, and it's really just to chat, be a connection to resources. And so our volunteers work shifts from 9 to 1 and 1 to 5, and you're just on call, and calls get forwarded directly to your personal cell phone or home phone, whatever you prefer. And so you can just answer, and you can connect people to resources that they might need. A lot of times they just don't have internet and they need a call, and you can sit down your laptop and find what they need, or you're just gonna have a chat with them like a neighbor. So that's our Reach AZ warm line. We also have social calls, which is for when people want to receive calls regularly instead of calling into Reach AZ. We call them about once a week, and so volunteers can sign up to have a certain number of residents, and then you just call each resident on your list once a week. You have a chat. You fill out a little form afterwards, but it's basically like talking to a neighbor. And so a lot of our volunteers talk about really, gaining themselves from that experience because, they're learning something from someone who's older than they are, or they're just establishing that connection because we all need more friends right now. So that's our social calls, and it's really variable the amount of time that you can commit and spend on that, which is really nice. And then we also have a bunch of other opportunities that just pop up from time to time. So pretty soon here, we're going to be doing some phone surveying. We have a couple grants that we're applying for, and we need some data on the community. So if you want some research experience, that's a really great opportunity. We also have the occasional in-person volunteer opportunity, delivering supplies to community members and such. So I will put my email in the chat, but you can email us at asuocher, OCHER, @gmail.com. And I checked that email, but it's the email for OCHER as a whole, the Office of Community Health, Engagement, and Resiliency. So let me know if you have any questions, but if people who are watching the recording of this video have questions, then go ahead and shoot me an email.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matea. That human interaction is definitely very important for all of us as we go through this quarantine, us as college students, and especially those who have definitely been in more isolated positions. So thank you so much for putting out this opportunity for people to get involved, and we look forward to yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, and then Max, if you want to go ahead and begin with the resources that you wanted to share out to the members, that'd be fantastic.
So our speaker for the next meeting is actually he's a family friend, and he's an orthopedic surgeon over at TMC, Tucson Medical Center. And he's going to talk to us about his, quote unquote, adventure through life, and how he got into medical school, tips about medical school and residency, whatever. So definitely don't miss it.
Awesome, thank you, Max.
And his name is Dr. Joel Good, just FYI. Forgot to mention that. This is one of the articles that is on the resource roster right now, and this is by Dr. Kun, whatever. He's a major player, so to say, in the whole COVID situation over in China. He's actually had a lot of experience with dealing with viruses, and more particularly, actually, the coronavirus, or the coronavirus family. And so this article, actually, I would say that anybody who really wants to learn this kind of like the basic stuff behind the coronavirus, like what it is, why it's called the coronavirus, and whatever, some plans are to deal with it. So this is actually a really good article to read about all of those, So it starts off with talking about, what viruses are, how a virus actually goes into infecting a cell. Once again, at the very surface level, because of course, you can go a lot more in depth quite easily. And then, so that's what so the abstract, you have your overview, whatever. And then your introduction actually goes into the family, talks about, the coronavirus, the spike proteins on the coronavirus. I'll actually tell you something that I learned from this article real quick. Is that the reason why it's called the coronavirus is that corona in Latin actually translates into crown. And there are these crown-like structures on the viral envelope surface. And I'll obviously show you more about what those proteins do whenever in here. And so just a lot of good information, talks about angiotensin converting enzyme 2, and enzyme usually expressed in the lungs, which is why it's a major respiratory infection. Anyway, so ACE2 in the lungs, and it converts angiotensin 2 into angiotensin 1.7, or it might be 1.5, one of those. And that's actually what starts causing a lot of, that's what really jacks up the symptoms as well because of the liver or whatever. But yeah, so honestly, good article. It's not that long. You never have to read the references because there's always a billion of them. I think it's like 4 or 5 pages, and honestly, it's very much so worth the read. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Max. It's definitely helpful getting a preview at research, and if you're a freshman and don't have a whole lot of experience, this is definitely a good place to start. So appreciate you sharing that. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and play the MedLife Roundtable video. This is where the MedLife organization catches up with all their programs, their projects, how they're doing, what they're doing, and to show them to you, to show what we're doing in the MedLife organization. So stick around, check that out, and feel free to email us back if you have any questions on how to get involved. Thanks so much for coming today.
Hey MedLifers, happy October. It's Tim Anson again, the host for Med News. I'm happy to be here for the second edition. Remember, we hope that you can use these both in your actual meetings as well as sending them out to all of your chapter members as a great way to keep up to date. We also have a podcast version of this that you can find on Spotify or really wherever you find your podcasts. Now, if you have any other questions or things that you'd like to see, don't hesitate. Please reach out to us at media@medlifemovement.org with any suggestions or other ideas that you'd just like us to see. All right, let's get started.
Hey everyone, my name is Bo. I'm an alum from MedLife at Indiana University.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophia. I'm a MedLife alumni and I'm back for a very special announcement.
Launching MedLife's virtual service learning trips. Virtual service learning trips are week-long remote programs
That offer students an insider's experience with MedLife staff, community members and professionals.
all for a simple donation cost of $249 per person.
So on your virtual SLT, you'll have an unfiltered look at how COVID-19 has impacted Peru. So you'll interact with professionals and community members, and you'll participate in engaging workshops and hands-on learning from your home or your dorm room.
This new experience is officially open for registration, and you can sign up via the link in the video description below.
And at MedLife are all super excited to see you there.
Last month, we were able to start our newest campaign, Grow the Movement. This is a virtual event that is focused on increasing our impact in low-income communities around the world. Now, taking part in these virtual events has been huge for individual chapters, as well as growing the movement to new chapters and societies around the world. We're super excited, and we want to share some of our successes with you.
Thanks, Tim. Hi, everyone. My name is Cristina Valderrama, and I'm part of the Med International team. Let's check out some individual and chapters who have already successfully grown the movement. Let's first check on the referrals by contact leaderboard. In the third place, we have Chloe Idefonso from Texas A&M University with 7 referrals. Thank you so much, Chloe, for your great work in spreading the movement. In second place, and super close to Chloe, we have Nisha Patel from Texas A&M University with 8 referrals. Amazing work, Nisha. And in the first place, we have Jessica Uribe from, again, Texas A&M University with 12 referrals. Great job, Jessica. Seems like Texas A&M University is leading the game. Let's see how the referrals by chapter leaderboard is going. In third place, we have Emory University with 35 referrals. Thank you so much for your amazing work, everybody. In second place, we have College Centre Bebreu with 47 referrals. And in the first place, we have Texas A&M University with 56 referrals. We can't thank you enough for all of this amazing work, guys.
Thank you for that amazing update. And to everyone at home, please remember to continue to grow the movement both on your campus as well as around the world. Make sure to also follow us on social media so that you can see what new updates we have. And on social media, we are at MedLife Movement. As the giving season approaches, MedLife is kicking off a new round of Moving Mountains. We're super excited to start this again, and we really want to make sure that we can provide a safe home as much as possible to all of our communities throughout the holiday season. Your chapter manager will be reaching out to you to start your next power hour, but if you're interested in already signing up, then you'll be able to find the description in our link. Right now, let's check in with the field to see all the great work that we've been able to do based on the Moving Mountains campaign that we did over this summer. In Lima, our team is going to invite us to join along as we spend the day bringing food out to our individual supervisions.
Hola, buenos días a todos. El día de hoy, lunes 28, estamos preparando un día más de alimentación para la olla común. Y es bueno de que pasen por aquí para que vean la parte de todo lo que es la cocina. Acá hay 2 señoras preparando la alimentación. Pasen, por favor. Acá hay 3 personas más preparando la alimentación el día de hoy. Preparado los diferentes baldes para las diferentes comunidades.
Ok, bueno, siendo casi las 11:30, estamos listos para repartir las raciones del día de hoy.
Como pueden ver, las comunidades en las que estamos apoyando se encuentran en la parte de arriba.
¿Por qué le traemos la alimentación a ellos preparados? No tienen implementos suficientes como para que ellos mismos preparen su alimentación. Es por eso que en este caso MedLife prepara la alimentación en el Guaguasi y por eso le traemos aquí. Y hoy día han preparado lentejas, sobre todo es una comida muy nutritiva para que pueda ser mucho más alimento. Le estamos dando el día de hoy una fruta adicional que es la mandarina.
Vamos a dejar para acá y luego ellos nos suben por este camino hasta su comunidad.
Llegado a nuestra última parada, aquí debemos dejar 75 raciones más. Como pueden ver, dejamos los baldes con la comida en el comedor y ellos se encargan de repartir las raciones entre todos sus vecinos.
Gracias a ustedes por apoyarnos, que todo de corazón agradezco. Nos cocinan, yo siento que nos cocinan bien nutritivo y mis vecinos están muy contentos.
Bueno chicos, gracias a todos una vez más por toda su ayuda. El día de hoy hemos repartido alrededor de 700 raciones y nada de esto sería posible sin su apoyo y colaboración. Gracias por todo.
All right, now let's see what's going on with Heidi in Cusco.
Thank you, Tim. We have recently opened 7 new soup kitchens in Cusco, which brings us to a total of 11 that we are currently operating here. Some of these soup kitchens are located in rural communities of Cusco and some others in the city outskirts. We are being able to help very vulnerable populations such as elders, single moms, and orphans. Community soup kitchens are a great relief for many families in Cusco since tourism, the main source of work, was severely affected by the pandemic. We want to say thank you very much to all of our chapters. This would not be possible without your help, and we would love to keep counting on you. Thank you. Back to you, Tim.
Thanks, Haiti. It's great to be able to hear what our teams are doing, especially in Cusco. Now, right now in Ecuador, specifically around the Riobamba region, we have had a lot of our communities affected greatly by the eruption of the volcano Sangay. Now, we're going to go check in directly with Maria, a MedLife nurse who has worked with us for the past 15 years, as she talks about how her own land has personally been affected by this volcano.
Hola, un saludo muy especial desde Ecuador. Soy María Chávez, soy enfermera de la Fundación MedLife. A pesar que nosotros estamos atravesando la emergencia sanitaria, se nos viene también el problema de la erupción del volcán Sangay. Hemos sido muy afectados en lo que es la agricultura y la ganadería, ya que han sido afectadas algunos cantones de la provincia de Chimborazo. Yo vivo en la parroquia Cebadas y a mí me afectó de una manera muy grande. En el momento que ya empezó a amanecer, pudimos observar una gran capa de ceniza que cayó en el patio de la casa. Y mi esposo se dedica a la ganadería y tenemos pastos para los animales, pero lamentablemente la caída de ceniza hizo que estos pastos estén muy afectados y las vacas ya no quieren producir igual. Nosotros sembramos también la papa, el maíz y también tenemos nuestras huertas de hortalizas. Lamentablemente todo se echó a perder. Chicos, muchísimas gracias. Se nos vienen tiempos muy difíciles para todas las personas pobres de las comunidades. Espero que siempre sean esa mano amiga, esa mano solidaria, que siempre han estado apoyando, porque en todos los momentos la Fundación MedLife ha estado apoyándonos tanto en salud, en educación, en desarrollo, donde nosotros venimos trabajando. Gracias, chicos. Cuídense mucho.
As Maria said, it's incredibly unfortunate that this eruption happened at the same time as the COVID-19 pandemic, but luckily, MedLife in just the past month has been able to deliver 500 food packages to Riobamba and Tena, and we will continue to be paying attention to make sure that if any other difficulties come up, we're there to help them and serve them in solidarity. In Tanzania, our team has been able to provide over 1,200 parasite pills to local children. We've been doing this directly with our outreach with community schools that we have a strong partnership with. And as any MedLifer knows who's been on a service learning trip, parasite medication, especially for children, is incredibly important. In addition to that, we've continued with our food deliveries, as well as recently providing footwear to 15 children that were also greatly in need that we found through the school system. Thank you, Tanzania, and thank you, Nema, for all of your hard work. Month, we have 2 students who are going to be sharing a little bit more about our efforts around the world. With us, we have Aryan and Kushi.
Thanks, Tim. My name is Aryan Puri. I'm the Vice President of MedLife Laurentian. I'm going to be showing you guys 3 exciting initiatives our chapters are working on right now. John Abbott College are taking their club day to another level by introducing game night and a giveaway. This means Kahoot night and a Uber Eats giveaway. Can I join? MedLife York are creating their first event on Zoom where they're going to be creating cards for children in hospitals. Teaming up with Red Cross, MedLife UIUC have ran an event to donate blood. Alongside with donating blood, they were offering free COVID-19 antibody tests. They have collected over 24 samples of blood and saved potentially over 48 lives. Now I'm about to pass it on to Kushi to provide some updates on high school chapters.
Thanks, Aryan. My name is Kushi Sharma, and I am the VP of Expansion for MedLife Ontario. I'm here to give you an update on some of the exciting initiatives our high school chapters have been working on. First on the list, a proud shout out goes out to MedLife Ontario. On September 26th, MedLife Ontario partnered with Wave Learning Festival and hosted a webinar dedicated to medicine, education, and development. With more than 100 attendees from across the globe, MedLife and Wave were able to promote their respective organizations while encouraging youth to partake in such global movements. Mentionable shoutouts go to Dr. Buddha, our keynote speakers, and workshop moderators. Living the MedLife was a true success. Also, a while back, Unionville High School hosted a fundraiser that doubled as a raffle. Genius! Participants had to donate and were then appointed a certain amount of entries. They partnered directly with local businesses to help with the COVID crisis within their community. Help feed families in Peru while supporting local businesses? Go MedLife Unionville.
Hey everyone, my name is Matt Kinch and I'm the General Manager at the MedLife organization. Last week, I had the pleasure of joining 3 medical professionals to host a roundtable about what it's like working on the front lines since the COVID pandemic hit. We got into a whole bunch of questions from our chapter community, and if you didn't get to catch it, you can find it on our YouTube channel or you can catch the audio version on Spotify. Additionally, we'd like to share a sneak peek of that talk with you right now, and we'd like to welcome that you click the link below and give us your feedback on what you'd like to hear when we host the next Med Talk. What topics would you like us to discuss, because we're going to bring them to you. Stay tuned for more. Thanks.
Thank you, and that's all for this edition of the Med News. We hope that you're able to join us for the next edition of Med News. If you have any questions about what we talked about, then check the links in our description. Thank you again. Can't wait to see you in November.
Thank you so much for coming to tonight's meeting. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.